CEOs, what's up? It's your boy Shio Abishon. I'm back with another video. And no one thinks like you. Like you can tell by the title of the video. I mean that. Like no one really thinks like you. I don't know why I'm pointing again. Sorry. But anyways, yeah, no one thinks like you. And what do I mean by this? I mean by the way you do things, realize that others might not do the same. Especially in the way you'd imagine yourself doing it if you were in their place, if you were in their shoes. Before I continue, let me just say, don't do those comparisons. Yes, they're comparisons, and we don't do those over here. There's a lot of times where we might look at something and be like, why did they do that? They could have just done that. Stay away from doing that. If you're able to offer input, then do so, and don't force it. It's not worth it. Let me just give you an example that could be relatable to some of y'all. So the other day, right, I was at a restaurant and I had told bro to order me some food. I looked at the menu. I already knew what I wanted to try out. So I told him order it for me since I wasn't there to order it at the time. So I told him my order, right? However, there were some add-ons that were asked, and he made the decision for me when he could have just texted me saying what I'd prefer, like what I want. Like he could have been like, woo woo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, they want, like, they're saying you can get this or this, you know what I'm saying? Real quick, just real simple. It takes like 30 seconds, right? Nah. Anyways, so now when I'm eating my food, right, I realized that halfway through eating my jerk chicken shrimp pasta, that it wasn't just shrimp or jerk chicken, right? Come to find out, there were mushrooms in it too. For some reason, I thought it was chicken because it was similar texture to the actual chicken in the pasta that I was consuming. I asked why there were mushrooms, and he said the waiter had asked him what I wanted for those add-ons. For a second, I was like, the fuck, nigga? Like, why couldn't you just, basically, I was like, why the fuck did you not just, like, hit me up and be like, what do you want? Because it's easy to do so. And that's when it hit me. Niggas don't think the same way as me. If I was in his position, right, which is something I do for anyone, I'd hit them up and be like, what do you want? Moral of the story, instead of putting in more energy into them thoughts, I just dropped it knowing that you really can't expect others to do the same that you would do, plain and simple. So for the quote, I'm gonna just say the quote so we can get this part all like over with, right? So this is a nice one. This correlates with it. It goes like this. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Don't complain. Say that one more time. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Don't complain. And that's from Maya Angelou. So shout out to you, Maya. So yeah, like for one, I'm gonna just say, for anyone wondering, I've never had mushrooms, and bro's never seen me eat mushrooms ever. If we've ever gone to the restaurant with the boys or anything, I'm like, no, thank you. Like I always look at it and I'm like, yeah, I'm not eating that. And then, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't actually that bad. I was just like, what the heck? I thought, like, the way they cooked it, I thought it was chicken. Like, it was the same texture, the way I was eating it all. So, I mean, like, bro didn't really mess up because it was something that I tried and I actually liked. But, I mean, no. He did mess up because, like, he could have just hit me. But it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna be like, you can't be a fault finder and be like, well, this and that, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, like, I hope that example is something that you can relate to and like, you know, understand from it. Basically what I'm trying to say is, like, people will do certain things, but like you got to realize that, like, that's just them, you know what I'm saying? You can't really put your lens in a situation of someone else's, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't really like be, well, like, I would have done that if I were him, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not necessary. Also, what I've already said before, never expect shit for nobody. You really just can't. Even if it's the simplest thing like that, that just goes back to show you that, you know what I'm saying? There's no reason for you to just like frustrate or even do them little comparisons of like, oh, well, I would have done that. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just unnecessary. And in the quote, why it's so important, I feel as though, right? Is like, if you could do something about it, right, you can change it. You could be like, well, bro, next time, you know what I'm saying, hit me and let me know that. Like, if they ask you, like, what else, you know what I'm saying? If it's not what I said, then let me know so I can let you know what exactly I want, right? It's really simple. But if you really can't change that, and like, obviously, I'm not going to be here and be like, yo, I need you to do this next time and this and this. I'm not going to change nobody. I could throw up a suggestion, but like at the end of the day, if like I can't change them, which I'm not going to do, I'm not going to waste more energy and be like, bro, you should have done this and that. Like, that's, first of all, we don't use the word should too. Like, you shouldn't even be like, here I go saying should have. Well, basically what I'm saying is like, don't use the word should. Like, that's like, there's no should, just do what you need to do, period. But what I'm trying to say is like, the only thing you could do regarding it is change your attitude. So instead of making it like something that you are now like mad about or frustrate, just realize like, honestly, nobody thinks like you. No one is like you. So shit happens. That's called life. But for simple things like that, obviously you can just throw up and be like, yo, next time, bro, if I tell you my order and they ask you or something, you know, let me know. But I feel as though that was a perfect example, because I feel like people have done that possibly to you. I don't know. Anchi, maybe you might have done it to someone else and now you realize why they were like, what the heck, or you know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much it that I wanted to share with y'all today. Pretty simple. Just understand no one thinks like you. No one is wired like you. No one acts like you. So realize that like you're really a one of a kind. Like, you're different. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't even want people to be the same as you in a sense. Like, you are you know what I'm saying? No one can take that away from you. So appreciate that, love that. But yeah, that's pretty much it that I wanted to share with y'all for today. That quote definitely hit, especially for me. All I could do in certain situations like that, especially, is instead of putting more energy into it, I can just refrain from doing that and just really realize how my attitude is affecting me at that moment and change that. Yeah, man. I personally had a pretty good day. And I'm not gonna lie, like I said, yeah, the mushrooms were low-key good. Like, I've never had mushrooms of the 23 years of living, you know what I'm saying? I've never, ever encountered mushrooms. And also it made me realize, like, low-key, bro, if I try something and I don't even realize it's in there, I might actually like it. Because mushrooms, bro, if I literally had known that was mushrooms, bro, I would have been like, nah, I need y'all to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take that out for me. Like, I'm not eating that. That's just me. I'm a picky eater for certain things like that. Mushrooms, you know what I'm saying? But also, like, I don't know. Like, if I ever see mushrooms ever again, I don't know. Because, like, the way they cooked it was good. And like the way I've seen mushrooms cooked at other places, or like how they're presented, doesn't really, it wasn't the same. So I don't know even if I would really fuck with it like that. But I was like, bro, like, why didn't you just ask me like if I want mushrooms? Like, you think I like mushrooms or some shit? And I was like, wait, you like mushrooms? He was like, yeah, I love mushrooms. Like, all right, my nigga, but you know what I'm saying? This is not your order, my nigga. All right, if you wanted mushrooms, you could have got it yourself. You feel me? But I mean, nonetheless, they put like, it was like half asparagus and half mushrooms with the pasta. So it was pretty good nonetheless. I can't complain. I'm blessed enough and fortunate enough to eat that anyway. So it's like, can't really complain. But it's a really, really crucial analogy that I felt like I could share. Like example to share with y'all. Yeah, anyways, I'm about to, what am I going to do? I've had a productive day, to say the least. I'm probably just gonna relax a bit. I think I'm actually gonna make me a smoothie right now. Do that, work out, eat a little something, and then call it a day probably. Got work, got stuff to do tomorrow. This weekend, is going to be exciting for me personally, and you will understand what I mean by that shortly. So stay tuned for that. But pretty much, that's pretty much it for me for today. I hope that you have had a blessed day, to say the least. I hope that your day started really well. And if it didn't, I hope that the midday and the end was way better. And yeah, I hope nonetheless that you had a blessed day today. Anyways, it's your boy, CL Habisha. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. And peace.